Do you need a background check to buy a gun in America?
No, you do not. In America, if you are buying a gun through a licensed dealer, through a dealer who is licensed by the federal government, then you would need to undergo a background check in order to purchase a firearm. However, there was a loophole created in a 1986 law. It's called the Firearm Owners Protection Act, and it was enacted by Congress at the behest of the National Rifle Association. And basically what that law did was it created this other category of firearms sellers who, number one, don't need to be licensed by the federal government in order to sell firearms, and number two, and perhaps more importantly, they do not need to conduct background checks on their purchasers who buy firearms from them. And not only that, they don't even need to ask for a form of identification from their purchasers. So these are sales that are literally conducted without any paperwork whatsoever. And the way that law defined it, it said if you are quote-unquote not engaged in the business of dealing firearms, if you sell firearms only occasionally or out of a private collection or as a hobby, then you, again, do not need to be licensed or conduct background checks. And it's a very difficult gray area for authorities to determine when someone meets that threshold, when they are selling firearms as part of their livelihood. So it creates a twofold problem. It creates a problem for authorities, like the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, number one, in determining who should be licensed to sell firearms. Because if someone hasn't applied for a license, they do need to go after people who are actually making their livelihood from selling firearms, but who are doing it off the books. And then number two, it creates a whole category of unregulated sales that are occurring constantly in America. The ATF estimates that 40% of gun sales in America are done through these type of private sales and occur without any background check whatsoever. No paperwork, no questions asked. So it creates an enormous problem for authorities who are trying to trace crime guns from a crime scene. Because although they might find the original point of purchase for a gun, that gun might have been subsequently transferred 2, 3, 4, multiple times through secondary private sales with no background check whatsoever. And it basically forces authorities to try to solve gun crimes without any paperwork trail to follow. And it makes it extremely difficult to bring justice and peace to victims and survivors of gun violence in America.